Quiet Place, Day 1, represents a fresh and compelling expansion of the universe that first captivated audiences with its haunting silence and emotional intensity. This film shifts the perspective to the very beginning of the alien invasion, offering viewers a deeper understanding of how the world collapsed into fear and survival. Instead of focusing on the Abbott family at the tail end of the crisis, Day 1 transports audiences to the outbreak's earliest moments, capturing how ordinary people first encountered the terrifying organisms that hunt by sound. The result is a story that feels both familiar and starkly new, blending intense suspense with raw human emotion in ways that build on everything fans love about the Quiet Place franchise while broadening its scope. The cast of Quiet Place, Day 1 brings together a mix of established talent and exciting rising stars, creating a dynamic ensemble that helps ground the story in relatable human experience even as it confronts extraordinary circumstances. Anthony Ramos leads the ensemble with a performance that balances vulnerability and grit, portraying a character whose life is irrevocably changed by the invasion. He's joined by Lupita Nyong'o, whose depth and nuance add powerful emotional weight to the narrative. Their chemistry on screen anchors the story, making their struggle more than just a fight for survival but also a journey of connection, loss, and resilience. Supporting performances are equally compelling, with several standout roles that deepen the film's emotional impact. Actors portraying family members, strangers thrown together by circumstance, and individuals with conflicting motives create a tapestry of reactions to the invasion that feels authentic and deeply human. These characters' interactions reveal the complex ways people respond to acute danger, some selfless, others driven by fear, and all trying to make sense of a world turned upside down. Through them, the film explores themes of community, sacrifice, and the instinct to protect others, even when survival seems impossible. The plot of Quiet Place, Day 1 unfolds over the course of the initial outbreak, capturing those first chaotic hours when society structures collapse and sound becomes the deadliest threat imaginable. We see major cities fall into silence as the alien creatures emerge and devastate everything they encounter. The story moves between intimate moments of personal fear and the broader collapse of civilization, showing how quickly order can devolve into chaos when people realize that the very act of speaking, moving, or breathing wrong could mean immediate death. This early phase of the invasion provides a stark contrast to the quieter, more controlled world of the previous films, where survivors had already adapted to the rules of silence early in the story. Ramos's character is introduced going about his normal life, working, connecting with loved ones, and planning for the future before the invasion abruptly shatters that reality. The transition from normalcy to terror is abrupt and visceral, capturing the shock that accompanies the first encounters with the alien threat. Meanwhile, Nyong'o's character offers a complementary perspective, bringing her own background, motivations, and emotional stakes into the unfolding crisis. Their paths converge in a way that feels organic and earned, providing a central thread that guides the audience through the narrative's twists and turns as the invasion intensifies. The film masterfully builds tension by juxtaposing desperate action with moments of profound silence. Scenes where characters must navigate hostile environments with only their eyes and instincts heighten the sense of vulnerability. The creatures themselves are terrifying in their design and behavior, responding instantly to the smallest sound and forcing humans to devise innovative and dangerous strategies to evade them. Rather than simply presenting one terrifying sequence after another, the story uses tension and release to explore how fear impacts decision-making, trust, and human connection under extreme pressure. One of the film's most compelling elements is how it delves into the psychological impact of the invasion. Characters are forced to confront not only external threats but also their own internal struggles, guilt, despair, and the moral ambiguity of choices made in desperate circumstances. These moments of introspection elevate the narrative beyond a simple survival story, giving depth to each character's arc. Through quiet, powerful exchanges and unspoken emotions, the film reveals how trauma reshapes human behavior and redefines what it means to be alive in a world ruled by silence. Quiet Place, Day One also expands the franchise's themes by showing how different communities and individuals initially respond to the invasion. Some groups attempt to organize and resist, believing that cooperation is the key to survival, while others fracture under fear, resorting to isolation or even violence to protect themselves. These contrasting reactions illustrate the fragile nature of society when faced with an existential threat. The film doesn't shy away from showing the darker aspects of human behavior, but it also highlights moments of compassion and bravery that shine through even in the bleakest circumstances. The pacing of the movie balances explosive set pieces with quieter, character-driven beats that allow the audience to breathe and reflect amid the chaos. Scenes that depict frantic attempts to escape danger are counterbalanced by moments of stillness where characters communicate through gestures or shared glances, underscoring the emotional stakes of their predicament. These quieter sequences are some of the most affecting, reminding viewers that in a world without sound, connection takes on a new dimension. Whether it's a look of understanding or a tentative, silent touch, these gestures carry immense weight. Trailer information that has circulated highlights the film's atmospheric tension and emotional resonance. The trailers use carefully selected visuals and sound, or the lack thereof, to evoke a sense of dread and anticipation. Rather than revealing key plot twists, the promotional material focuses on mood, character reactions, and the stark contrast between life before and after the invasion. Moments of abrupt disruption, shattered glass, and frantic escapes are intercut with scenes of quiet reflection and eerie stillness, creating a haunting preview that leaves audiences eager to experience the full story. The trailers hint at the film's dual commitment to thrilling action and poignant, emotional storytelling. Another notable element of Quiet Place Day One is its use of setting. The early hours of the invasion take the audience through a variety of environments, from bustling city streets descending into chaos to claustrophobic interiors where every sound could be fatal. The visual design reinforces the narrative stakes, with familiar spaces transformed into hostile landscapes where silence is survival. The contrast between pre-invasion normalcy and post-invasion desolation adds a powerful visual dimension to the story, making each location feel both recognizable and terrifyingly alien. The creative team behind the film honors the visual and thematic language established in earlier entries while pushing the boundaries of world building. The attention to detail in sound design and the deliberate absence of sound is integral to the experience, immersing audiences in the character's reality. Moments of sudden quiet are as unnerving as any creature encounter, reminding viewers that in this world, silence itself is a force to be reckoned with. This careful craftsmanship elevates Quiet Place Day One beyond a typical prequel, making it a vital piece of the franchise's larger tapestry. Audience anticipation for Quiet Place Day One reflects a deep connection to the world and characters that have been built over multiple films. Fans appreciate the way the franchise explores human resilience in the face of unimaginable threats, and Day One promises to deepen that exploration by showing how everything began. The emotional core of the story, grounded in personal loss, courage, and the instinct to protect others, resonates with viewers who have followed the journey from the first whisper of invasion. By offering both thrilling new perspectives and a profound emotional journey, the film aims to satisfy longtime fans while inviting new audiences into the fold. As the release date draws near, discussions about the film's potential impact continue to grow. Quiet Place Day One is more than just a prequel. It's a story about beginnings of fear, of survival, and of what it means to fight for human connection in a world where every sound could be your last. The performances, narrative depth, and immersive atmosphere position the film as a standout entry in the franchise. Whether audiences come for the suspense, the emotional depth, or the expansion of the Quiet Place universe, they are likely to find a story that lingers long after the final scene fades to black. In the end, Quiet Place Day One promises a cinematic experience that is intense, affecting, and unforgettable. It honors the legacy of its predecessors while forging its own identity, exploring the dawn of the invasion with a blend of heart-pounding suspense and heartfelt humanity. For anyone drawn to stories that challenge the senses and touch the soul, this film offers a gripping journey into silence, survival, and the unbreakable bonds that define us even in the darkest hours.